So I have a video for you guys today. This came out probably almost a week ago at this point. It was from a Nick Fuentes video, but it's just too hilarious to not share and react to. Basically, the whole opening is trashing between JD Vance and Gavin Newsom and just their characteristics, what they look like, stuff. It's just too funny. So I'm just gonna dive into this. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. Let's get this started.
Like I said, I want to talk about Gavin Newsom and JD Vance. And like I said at the very top of the show, just wow. I can't believe the controversy that this has caused. And before we start this conversation, I have to preface this. I just have to. We have to get very serious for a second, okay? We have to put our serious hat on. Put our serious caps on. I am very serious. I just want to say on the record, okay, I will never vote for a Democrat. I would never consider it. I will vote Republican every time forever because I like abuse. I will vote Republican every single election forever. I will never consider not voting Republican. I will never consider voting for any other party. It doesn't matter how bad the Republican Party abuses me, betrays me. It doesn't matter that they're owned by Israel. It doesn't matter that they're owned by Wall Street and Silicon Valley. It doesn't matter that the party is run by women and Jews and gay people and atheists. It doesn't matter that they're raping young men. They're raping young men's futures. Because I would never, ever, ever consider voting for anyone else. I know that's a heresy. I know that's a blasphemy. Because you know what? No matter how bad it gets, they could be throwing anti-Semites in a gulag and torturing them to death because it would still be better than the Democrats, no matter what. So you have to vote for them forever, every time. So now that I've made that clear, we can take our serious caps off. Now that I've prefaced this by saying that, everybody knows I would never dream of telling you to vote for anyone other than the Republican. I just want to be super responsible and make that clear. Because I know people on Twitter were saying, why are the Groypers pushing for Gavin Newsom? Gavin Newsom's liberal. I mean, they're reminding us, and thank God, I almost forgot that the Democrats are liberal. So I just want to make that clear. We would never, ever go for anyone else other than our Jewish overlords. We would never, ever, never, ever, ever, ever vote for any party other than our Jewish Israeli overlords in the Republican Party that would have us killed because we don't like Israel. So now that that's out of the way, we can address this topic and we could be a little bit more lighthearted. So, as I said, over the weekend, there was all this drama because of a little post. Isn't that funny? How one little post, it doesn't even have text, just two images. A picture, you could say, is worth 1,000 words. Maybe two pictures put together is worth 6 million, hundreds of thousands of words. Just a little post containing two images made everyone lose their minds on Twitter. Everyone went absolutely crazy. And it was shocking. So much confusion. A Groyper, a series of Groypers, posted two images side by side. One of our vice president, our fearless leader, the entity known as JD Vance and his family. And the other image, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. That's it. That was the post. That's it. That's the tweet. Two simple images. Two images diverged in the woods. JD Vance with his family and Gavin Newsom. And this was the source of so much consternation and an actual craze, an actual psychotic break. And I want to show you the images, and we'll talk about them. We'll talk about this conversation. Here they are. So this is the image of Gavin Newsom, and we'll zoom in on it so you can get a better look. This is Gavin Newsom's family. Okay? Now, this is who the Republicans want you to think is literally the devil. Okay, this guy is Satan. This guy is evil. This guy is woke. He is a left-wing socialist Muslim. He's a radical Muslim socialist like Barack Obama. But, you know, right off the bat, we could just make some observations. You know, he's white. He's tall. He's handsome. His wife is also white. She's tall. She's good looking. His children, 4 of them, are beautiful, and they're all white with blue eyes and blonde hair. And they're in California. Or maybe this is Hawaii? I don't know. But they're in a beautiful state, our beautiful land. Their beautiful blood and our beautiful land in America. If only there was some way to combine those things. Their beautiful genetics, their genes. Weren't Republicans just talking about that? Beautiful genes. Look at these beautiful genes. Look at these beautiful genes on display. And look at our beautiful land. And look at the beautiful landscape, our beautiful soil. All for us. This beautiful virgin soil separated from the world by 2 oceans that we control, and those beautiful genes that conquered and tamed it. It's really a sight to behold. This is our enemy, they say. Now, here's the other image. This is our fearless leader, the entity known as J.D. Vance.
The entity.
The entity known as J.D. Hamill, since the last operating system update, is now J.D. Vance. This is his family. Now, let's make some observations.
Before he gets on, I do think it's interesting that, you know, the left calls J.D. Vance like racist all the time, like since he's even been around, call him racist, even though this is his family. And then they act like Gavin is the best thing ever, is open to diversity, all this stuff. And literally his family would be like perfect in the eyes of Hitler. So it's just so funny how that works out. This is the racist one, but the other guy with his whole family having blue eyes and blonde hair is the guy that loves diversity and loves brown people. It's funny.
Observations here. So this is our fearless leader, the entity known as J.D. Vance. He's fat. Okay, he's visibly, we'll just zoom in here just so you could get a better look. He's visibly obese and very ugly. He's got a fat face, no jawline, no chin, and he's quite ugly. He had to grow a beard because his face was so ugly. The Ozempic didn't even help. Let's make some other observations. His wife and kids are not white, okay? You know, a lot of people debate whether I'm white. People say, if your last name's Fuentes, are you white? Well, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I know this is definitely not white, okay? Brown skin, black hair, Hindic phenotype. This is an Indian woman, as a matter of fact. She is from the subcontinent of India. Her parents are Indian. They're actually from India. She's first generation. The kids, like the wife, are also visibly Indian, okay? They're even dressed like Indians. They don't just look like it genetically. Their clothes are also Indian, too. They've got the fine black hair going on, or I guess that's more like a thick black hair. They have a brown complexion, brown eyes. The other one does as well over here. And they're even wearing these kind of funky clothes. I don't know, is that a dress? I don't know if this is some kind of transgender bathroom situation. Is that a dress? I guess it's more of just like a tunic. I don't know what you call that. I'm not from India, but they've got these sort of long shirt. And if you look at the background, they're actually in India, okay? That is not America. They're in India itself, okay? That is one of the wonders of the world. That is actually a location inside of India.
That's a Taj Mahal,
So
maybe?
here on the left, you have Gavin Newsom, the woke, socialist, Muslim, Democrat, Race communist. He's the third worldist race communist. And then here you have, we are going to kill you, based, esoteric Hitlerist. I think he's secretly following Curtis Yarvin. J.D. Vance with his Indian wife and 3 Indian children, one of whose name is Vivek. The child's name is Vivek. And people lost their minds over the tweet, over this comparison. And look, here's the thing. Here's just what I want to point out. It's really interesting, isn't it, that for the past 10 years, the online right wing on Twitter and 4chan, all they have been talking about is physiognomy, aesthetics, bodybuilding. Am I wrong? All they have said for the past 10 years, they have promoted physiognomy, which is the idea that how you look determines your character. They've promoted aesthetics, bodybuilding. They tell people post physique. They use the acronym TND, which stands for total death. They say billions must die. Curtis Yarvin says that people will be turned into biofuel. They'll be melted down to serve as energy. And all those people that for the past 10 years have been playing up white racialism, white nativism, white identitarianism, immigration restrictionists, in favor of an immigration moratorium, promoting physiognomy, aesthetics. They're now freaking out because people are observing the fact that J.D. Vance is fat and ugly and his family is all brown. Isn't that a little bit ironic? Now, you can feel however you want to feel about it, okay? You can like J.D. Vance. You can dislike J.D. Vance. You can be an esoteric Hitlerist. Maybe you don't support that. But isn't it a little bit ironic? You'd have to say it's a little bit rich that these people that for the past 10 years have been going on and on about third worldism, you're criticizing Israel? That's brown coded. That's spiritually brown. That's third worldist. That's race communism. They are now supporting the guy with a brown wife from India and their mixed race kids who are visibly Indian with Indian names and clothes. Isn't that a little bit ironic? And on the other side, we're supposed to believe that the guy with the family out of a postcard from Nazi Germany is the real race communist. He's the real third worldist. And by the way, what does it say? What does it say? That in order to rope young white men back into the GOP, think about what the GOP has done for us. Nothing. What has the GOP done for young white men? Nothing. It hates them. But in order to rope the young white men back onto the GOP plantation, to vote for the GOP, to trust the plan, hold the line, hold their nose, vote in the midterms, vote in the next election, in order to rope the young white men back into the GOP, they're pandering to them by pretending to be based, by posting stupid memes from official White House Twitter accounts. Pandering with the Lee Greenwood, pandering with all this other nonsense. And yet, the Democrats are mogging the GOP. At the same time that the GOP is pandering to the young white men by promising them mass deportations and not delivering, promising that they're going to be banning seed oils and pesticides and not delivering. At the end of the day, who do they field? They field some fat, dumbass dork with a brown family. And the Democrats are mogging us. The Democrats are mogging us. The Democrats can put up an actual white guy with a white family. Why can't we?
So that's pretty much it. This whole video here, I highly recommend you watch it. It's on his Rumble page. It's absolutely hilarious. Basically, the whole video is just about J.D. Vance and Gavin Newsom. And I think he points out a few things. Like, one, Obviously, voting Republican, voting Democrat. Like I usually vote Republican. Republicans usually the lesser of two evils, but at the same day, Republicans don't do a whole lot, and I think they know that the Democrats are pretty horrible at a lot of things. That they're basically securing a vote with a lot of people, especially white men. And I think that Nick, especially lately, has been doing this push like, don't just give them your vote, make them earn your vote. Like they're supposed to be representing you. So you shouldn't just be voting Republican just because you don't want the Democrat alternative. And I think it's definitely an interesting thought. And I think Nick is going to be a thorn in the Republican side during the 2028 election cycle, especially he's getting a lot bigger. It seems like his censorship around him starting to lighten up a little bit, like YouTube videos, Instagram videos, like he's on X. Like he's definitely less censored than he used to be. So I think he's going to be a thorn in the Republican side going forward. And I do think it's interesting because typically, the side of the right, which is against illegal immigration, which I'm 100% against illegal immigration. I think it's wrong. And I do think there needs to be some kind of slowdown in immigration too. The H-1B visas, taking American jobs. I think that's something that's not talked about enough because Trump supports that for some reason. But I think it's funny because typically the right is against all that stuff, against H-1B visas, against people coming in here. And then Nick is pointing out that they want to vote for the guy that has a foreign wife and brown children. I think it's funny. And then they're trying to say the guy that has the pure white family is the evil one. It's definitely interesting demographics. And if it does come down to 2028 between Newsom and Vance, it'll be really interesting because it'll be the Republicans voting for the diverse family and potentially the first Indian American first lady. And then it'll be the Democrats who love diversity voting for the Aryan white guy with the Aryan family with the blonde hair and blue eyes, even though they're the diverse party. And then there are going to be ones calling JD Vance racist and Gavin not. Like, it's going to be such a weird dynamic in 2028. But I agree a lot Nick says when it comes to the Republicans being useless. I do think that they don't fall for they can put some memes out there. Trump is really good with his memes and really good at attacking the left and stuff like that. But look at policy, look at what they're doing. Because as of right now, the Trump has shut down the border. I think he deserves 100% credit for that. Even though we were told before Trump that it's impossible, he did. Mass deportations have been a little disappointing. The tariffs, we'll have to wait and see how they fully work out because companies like Apple have announced manufacturing coming back. I think John Deere's doing an investment, Ford. So it seems like long-term wise, obviously this stuff takes time. So we'll have to see long-term how that affects things. He hasn't really done much about housing. The RFK is working on the food stuff, but it seems like that's being held up. And then the love for Israel, obviously, just doesn't seem to ever be going away. So there's definitely some good things with Trump, and there's definitely some things Trump just isn't doing well. And it's okay to call that stuff out. There's plenty of Republicans out there that think it's blasphemy to call Trump out on anything, which I think is insane. You should call him out on that stuff, but then you should credit him for the good things too, which I think Nick could be a little better about too. He did shut down the border. That is a huge accomplishment that is not talked about enough. He 100% deserves credit for that. I think there's more funding for the wall, so that should eventually be done, hopefully. And so we'll see what happens going forward. I just wanted to show this hilarious opening, just back and forth. And this was all over X too, and this happening. People getting mad, saying that, oh, Nick wants to vote Gavin Newsom. He's just pointing out stupid stuff and basically trolling people. It's funny. It's all in good fun. Let me know what you guys think about this. Comment down below, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you next time.